Hello, guess who and guess what? Well, the guess who is me, Robbie Susan Chandler, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Quincy, Florida, right outside Tallahassee, Florida. If you live in the area, I'd love for you to come over and join me for my classes I hold in my home. I hold classes every 2 weeks on Sunday, Mondays, and Thursdays. So just let me know if you'd like to come. So let's see what the what is today. The what is this cute card made with the Trusty Tools Bundle. And my customers made it for a Father's Day card, but I decided today to change it to a happy birthday card. We're always needing those masculine cards for a birthday. So this is the one we're doing today, and on the inside it says, wishing you an amazing day, and the little paintbrush and tape measure. And that wishing you an amazing day comes from this cool set called Spring Corners. And I like this because it's a little bit different. It has these that go around the corner. And then our paintbrushes and all the stamps that we're going to do today came from the Trusty Tools set. When I did the Happy Father's Day class, I used that saying for that. But here's the tape measure, and then here's the tools we're going to use. Alright, so let's take a look at this card. Oh, and by the way, this was stamped in real red. And this, for all my dark stamping today, I'm going to use the new Secret C. I really like it. It's supposed to be kind of a blue-black, and I'm kind of using it for black now since our only blacks are StazOn and Memento. I thought, well, this might be a good substitute for a black, but I'm really liking it. Okay, let's start with our pieces. Our base is real red, and it is 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. So this is our base, and you would just fold it in half. There's a card base. The next layer up, it's a piece of basic black, and it's 4 by 5 1/4, and I embossed it with the metal plate embossing folder, and this is actually on the last chance list in the on the online where you find our products for $7. It was $10, so it's on sale for $7. So this is the metal plate, and you can see the design in it. Kind of looks like those toolboxes that guys have on the back of their trucks, and I think that's what it was supposed to mimic. So that's the first layer, and I've already have it adhered here and the inside in. All right, our next piece is a piece of pecan pie, and it's 2 1/2 by 3 7/8. And this is another die in the Trusty Tool set, and it cuts this cool looking pegboard. But you have to cut your piece to the size that you want it, because it doesn't cut around the edge, it just cuts the holes out. So remember that when you're cutting it. So that is what we're going to put on up here. And of course I already have one done right here. And then I added these little nuts and bolts at the bottom. I'm going to bring this over. But this is the die. I don't know if you can see it. But this is the die, and it cuts both bolts, both nuts and the bolt at the same time. And I just adhere them down at the bottom. And my advice is adhere those first, and then you won't have your, on this one I almost had my tool chest too low. I had to squeeze it in there. So my advice is put these on first. Okay, so let's talk about the toolbox. Now there is a die in the set that will cut a little toolbox, but I decided to get a little creative, and I cut a piece of real red with this die from Countryside Corners. And then I took it and I cut that bottom section off, this right here, and I scored it 1 1/4 inches up. Whoops, folded it in half, jump around there. Folded it in half, and then I embossed it with the birchwood embossing folder. This is one you have to use a gray plate with because it's one of our thicker ones. And we have a great specialty plate for all of our thicker embossing folders. But see, it gives this look. I like kind of the wood look to it. And to make my handle, I just took an old punch of ours called Word Window and just punched my little handle out. And there's my toolbox. Cool, huh? That way if you don't have the die, you don't need it. And while I'm talking about dies, this one, Stitch Frames, the smallest one, is the one I used for my sentiment on the front with my happy birthday. All right. So now let's look at the tools. Now just ignore my little bolts right there. All right, what I did, I stamped 2 of the hammers, one in gray and one in crushed curry, and I used the Secret C ink. So I stamped stamped and cut 2 of those. I also did the same thing with the wrench, adjustable wrench, a gray and a yellow. And then I cut the handles off. Cut the handles off, both of them. Just cut it right there at that line and glued it on the gray part. And then that left me these. So these are my tools, and I think it's the DeWalt that has the yellow handles on it, but anyway, that's the one that I did. And then there's this little needle nose pliers. These are the handles, and this is the plier part. See, this is here are the 2 handles, and here are the 2 pieces for the nose, and you put them together like this. You have little needle nose, aren't those cute little needle nose pliers? And then the last tool I just cut out of silver foil, and it's another wrench. So those are all our tools. And I just, after I got them together, let me move this out of the way, I just stuck them in my little toolbox like this. You can arrange them any way you want to, but I just kind of let the needle nose pliers hang out a little bit. And then we just, let me get these dimensionals off the back. We just take the dimensionals off. And by the way, this is my little tool caddy that I sell. If you're interested in one of these, it doesn't come with the supplies in it, but I do sell these. Just email me at robbiesusan@rsvpcardsandcrafts.com. They're $22, and that includes shipping. I want to add 2 more dimensionals right up here. And see, since I had my little caddy over here, I had all my tools right there ready. Okay, and this is what I'm talking about, putting this on last, because see, you can go up here more, you can come over here more, but I'm just going to put mine right above the little silver nuts and bolts there, just like that. All right, there we have it. Isn't that a cute card? Perfect for the man in your life. Hey, and if you wanted to, you could put a saying inside for the man who has all the right tools. So there you go. So here's your wishing you an amazing day, happy birthday card. I would love for you to like my video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. If you need a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator, and I'd love to be your team leader if you'd like to become a demonstrator. So until next time, happy crafting.